I want to talk about care of ducks in cold weather. Ducks are actually pretty well adapted because of the way that they love to be out in the wet. But you have to be aware of a couple things with ducks. Of course, they've got the big feet, and if your weather is cold enough, you could be looking at frostbite on some of that. You want to make sure that they have water available because they have to have water while they're eating, or they can choke. Most of our ducks are confined. These guys are loose. They've got the pond over here, and of course the wild ducks are out there. Ducks are very well insulated with the down. They don't necessarily need a heat light. Most animals don't, and even in the most bitter cold. But just be aware that, if they're out there too much in the cold, then you could be looking at frostbite on feet and on these Muscovies, maybe on the caruncles. So provide extra feed for extra digestion, because digestion keeps them warm. Less so than with a ruminant, but extra water in case they have frozen water. We're putting warm water out here so they're able to both bathe and drink. The pond was completely frozen earlier. Now it's thawed some, so we got that watered back. But by and large, they do pretty well in the cold. And have some kind of shelter for them, even if they're loose like these guys are. We've got little houses dotted around so that if they get cold, they can go in there and there's hay and everything else in there. But with our confined ducks, they've got bedding. Our confined ducks always have bedding because they're so wet. We have to provide something in order to be able to clean the pens. You could do sawdust, but we just use grass hay and it works well. And keep it clean, change it often. In cold weather particularly, you want to make sure that they can insulate, because if they can't, and have lots of clean water in large containers so they're able to bathe if they're confined. If they cannot bathe and keep their feathers nice, they cannot insulate, and that means that they can do poorly in cold. This has been Ducks in Cold Weather.